is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.
We don't do these that often, these Grimm reviews, but every now and then we decide to do it whenever we come across, one, a movie that we have a media pass for, or two, a movie that we actually find we enjoyed. Which brings us to tonight's feature. We just got done watching Brightburn. Going into it, we were a little apprehensive. I don't know if it was just because of a lack of movies that were really kind of like, good? Or what do you think?
Well, I was apprehensive about it because almost everything lately that's come out cool, or that seems cool from previews and such, has gotten really bad numbers at the box office or had really mixed reviews, which, I mean, never go by someone else's review, just, trust your gut. Unless you know someone has very similar tastes to you, then you can probably, ask for their opinion and that'll help you.
I always find that, like, if a movie gets, like, really bad reviews, I end up really liking it for whatever reason.
You like bad movies.
I love great movies, thank you. I like to say that so bad, they're good. Occasionally, Jessica and I will be like, man, that movie was great. That's exactly how that works.
But I was apprehensive on this because it's another horror? I would call it a horror. I don't know if it was shopped that way, if it was shopped as like a psychological thing or a supernatural, or... Well, if you've seen the previews, it kind of has like a very different spin on the Superman origins.
Yeah. So, like, aside from watching the one preview, I didn't read up anything on it. And if you have not seen the movie, you probably got the feeling, okay, it's like if Superman was evil. Which you're kind of right.
Yeah. Or more what if.
Right.
What if Superman, with all his powers, was not the goody two-shoes that we're so used to.
It's like taking the superhero movies and then making them evil. Yeah. Which is kind of cool.
There's even some commentary on that in one of the latest, was it Batman or one of the Supermans, where...
They mentioned Brightburn?
No.
Okay.
What if the mutants, well, at the time mutants are superpowers, superhumans, metahumans? Gosh. So many titles.
Let it be known, I'm not a big fan of superhero movies.
I am.
I watched the Avengers with Jessica because she made me watch it.
I'm so excited.
Well, actually, I really liked Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was really cool.
See, I didn't like Captain Marvel as much as you did.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad. I like the aliens better. My favorite part was the cat.
The cat was rather interesting. I remember seeing... Well, let's not talk about that. We're talking about Brightburn.
Yeah.
So tonight we decided we're going to go see a movie because it's cheap movie night. Woohoo! It was up in the air. We were either going to go see Dark Phoenix, John Wick 3, Brightburn, Aladdin, or Godzilla. And we wanted to see all of them, but at the same exact time, we're like, we don't really want to go see any of them because we feel like movies have been so saturated. We've kind of become desensitized to the movies, I think. So... Well, it's kind of hard to say. Like, tonight was kind of like I don't really have enough gusto to go see this.
None of them made me super excited. Let me put it that way. Like, a handful of them I was really excited for. And then you know how you just keep seeing negative reviews and negative stuff about it in the media or, on your timeline or whatever. And then you're just kind of like, do I want to spend this money? Because it's not just box office money. It's snacks and, driving, gas.
And I hate going to the movies because people talk. I hate that. It drives me bonkers.
Like, going to see a film is a whole ordeal these days, So there's a lot to take into account for it. And I can't remember the last time there was a good horror film, and they usually turn out to be bad.
This was definitely a horror film. Brightburn is definitely a horror film.
Yeah, I would call it a horror film. I would.
As soon as we're done with the movie, before we watched the movie, I did like date night, this little Twitter post saying, we're going to watch this movie. Hopefully it's going to be good. And then afterwards, I put very simply, perfectly gory. We loved it. Surprisingly, this movie was gory as hell.
I did not expect the gore that I saw.
every death scene, I cringed. I was like, oh my God.
I actually looked away at one point, and then I like chastised myself mentally because I was like, did I just hide?
Yeah.
I've never done that ever at a theater before.
There was a scene.
I've been scared of a movie since I was like 13. It was Event Horizon, by the way, and that was fucked up.
That's a great movie.
Great movie, but no, I think it was the first gore scene, and it surprised me so much at how good and gory it was, and how just the oh my God factor.
Oh, it's
that
perfect.
I kind of went like,
I got chills just thinking about it.
And then I made myself look back because I was like, oh God, don't miss it.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah. I have a tendency of laughing whenever things get disgusting. Like, I kind of laughed. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people do, where you're just kind of like, oh, yeah,
It was the second gore scene, the second death scene. I say gore scene, the second death scene. It was Noah in the car, where I was watching it, and I was like, I kind of want to turn away, but then I found myself saying, no, you need to watch this, because if not, like...
Oh, but the first one?
Well, hold on. It was like, I wanted to turn away, but at the same exact time, I was like internally yelling at myself, going, don't be a wuss, just watch it. Just watch it. And like, put yourself through it. You know, you're here for it, you need to experience it. And it was so perfectly gory. It was beautiful. It was not over the top. It was not like, it was
really
almost
well
too
done.
real.
It was, yeah, the realist,
Real, the realisticness.
Aluminum.
Aluminum.
The realistic factor of the gore scenes is so good that I'm sure there's a little bit of CGI in there, and probably prosthetics too, and the blend is so good that you're almost kind of like you're trying to tell what they use because it looks so damn good.
Right.
And man, I did not see the gore in this movie coming. And I'll be honest, there's a couple of jump points where you expect it, and it's like, oh, haha.
Oh, they took every liberty with that, yeah.
Yeah, they did. And as far as storyline goes, you know, maybe it was a little bit predictable, but only once certain things happen, you're like, oh, yeah, I think I see what's coming. But that doesn't make it any less fun to watch, or it felt unexpected still, and you still were just kind of like, oh, you know. So it's not like I'm going, oh, I can read the last half of this movie. It was, oh, I know what's going to happen in the next 3 seconds, you know. And it was cringeworthy, like in a good way, cringeworthy in a see, dude, I'm so excited. Like
the movie, as soon as it started, it went right into the action. It was, I was mentally commenting on it, like, you know, a lot of times with movies there's all this build up, you got to get used to the characters. The very first scene, it was there, the movie, you were right in the middle of it. And then
it wasn't a sleeper.
No, it wasn't. I did find that the first like 20 minutes I found myself not yawning, but going, I felt like I was waiting for something big to happen. Like I was sitting there going, okay, this is good, but I know this is going to get better. I know it. It's going to.
I mean,
there's
always a little bit of story.
And then they smacked you in the face with gore, and I was like, "Holy hell!"
Yeah.
And from that point on, it was a very uncomfortable ride. And then when I say uncomfortable, it was cringeworthy comfortable.
Yeah.
It was like, oh.
You felt the pain.
Yeah.
You felt it, and you kind of went, "Oh dear God, if that happened to me, Jesus Christ, if I had to go that way, oh my God!" Like that's the kind of things, you know, that run through your head. But I do want to say that, like, no spoilers.
No spoilers. Oh God.
What was I saying?
I do want to tell. Okay, the movie's been out for a while.
No.
I'm not gonna say any spoilers.
Okay, spoilers.
All right, so hold on.
But wait, hold on. What I was saying is that the cool thing that I liked about this was that you don't have to wait until halfway through the movie for shit to get rolling. Oh, sorry. Boop.
Now you're like dropping them all. I'm gonna be like bleep 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 bleep.
That one, wouldn't it?
No, you did like 3, I think.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm sorry. I'm excited.
It's been a while since we've seen a good movie.
Yes.
A good movie.
Yeah.
This was amazing.
Yeah. But like I was saying, what I really liked about it was that it's not a sleeper, and sleepers can be really good. Don't get me wrong. But you didn't have to wait halfway through the movie full of unnecessary storyline for it to get rolling.
Right. Okay, so the big name. All right, first off, I'm all over the place. We're not going to do any spoilers. Brightburn. If you've been wanting to see it and you haven't seen it, go see it. You're going to regret not seeing it on the big screen. I cannot wait to own this and I come back and see it again.
Yeah.
Brightburn. The big name that was attached to it was James Gunn. He produced it.
Yeah.
He's been in the news a lot. He did James Gunn. I really like James Gunn. James Gunn did Guardians of the Galaxy, but before that, he was in the Trauma Camp, which a lot of people, I don't know if they know that or not.
Between those two, he did Slither, which is a point to make on this film because the lead actress, and I'm sorry, I can't remember her name.
Elizabeth Banks.
Thank you. They wanted to do another gory movie together. They wanted to do a horror movie together, and 10 years later, after Slither, they started talking about it. It came out in the news a little bit how it was coming. They were going to start filming it, and they were really excited, and it didn't get out. I don't think it, probably in like the nerdy circles, it did get out a little bit, circulated and whatnot. But if you've been, I actually completely forgot that this was the pairing that they were talking about and how it was going to be epic, and it was epic. It was worth the wait.
I think I like this better than Slither.
It was well done. Well, Slither's not like a horror. It's like a horror comedy.
Slither's amazing.
No, it isn't. I love Slither.
Slither's amazing.
I love Slither, but they're totally two different kinds of films. Slither is a comedy, for sure. I mean, it has its own amount of gore, but it's not like blood and guts gore. It's like...
Right.
creepiness.
So James Gunn produced the movie, and we're not entirely sure, but the guys who wrote it, we think they're his brothers. They had the same last name as him. Elizabeth Banks starred in it. The husband, the father figure, was the guy from The Office. Can't remember his name.
Yeah, no.
He was the first fiance of Pam.
Pam, yeah.
Pam. That's my Michael Scott. The director, we cannot remember his name, but we had to look it up on IMDb, and it said, under Guardians of the Galaxy, he was a goth Ravager.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, what I think is really cool about that is he's in the Guardians of the Galaxy family with James Gunn, which is really cool. And the guy who played Merle.
Oh, yeah.
He has a little special thing in it if you pay attention.
He has a cameo at the end.
But what I think is really cool is if he is part of that Guardians of the Galaxy family with James Gunn and all those people, if he acted and he was a friend and now this is his I don't know if this was his directorial debut or something, but it was amazing, and the dude should make some more movies.
Yeah.
He's got a taste for that.
I think it was really well done. I like the way that it was shot, and I'm not one of those people that follows directors and producers. I can't look at a film unless it's like Tim Burton. I can't look at something and go, oh, that was that guy, and oh, that was that guy. And unless it's Danny Elfman, I can't hear a score and go, I know who made that music. So I'm not one of those people. And if you're like me, granted, recently I was diagnosed with some thyroid issues, so apparently that's why my memory is really shitty. But I can't remember
4.
shit.
That's 5.
Oh no! I can't. I have a really, really bad memory. I'm good with faces. I can say, I like this person and I remember what they're in, but bless me if I can remember anyone's name. So I don't know who the directors were. I don't know what their previous stuff was. Gunn, obviously, he's known for doing Guardians of the Galaxy, and I knew he did Slither because of the lead actress, and they were talking about their big horror thing that was coming out. But other than that, if you're like me and you don't know any of this stuff, just take my word for it. You don't want to miss this in the box office big screen. You gotta see this on a big screen. It is really worth it.
Yeah.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. A bad luck's always coming my way.